Awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you guys some more assignments, and we're going to put you on board doing a couple more quotes, okay?
Okay, so when I'm going to go talk about the discount. Once you put the discount in, I could just put -1, and then I could put the amount of the discount.
Okay.
That's how you did it. Are we going to talk about
Would you guys like to talk about discounts right now? Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to talk about discounts, okay? The very first thing I want you to do is I want you to create a new cart. I want you to get into the shopping cart mode. We're going to go right to the help file. We're going to read this particular one. Watch it have some misspellings or something in it. So start a cart. All you're doing is you're getting into the cart mode, okay? We're not adding anything. We're not doing anything.
Okay, so shopping cart. Oh, I still haven't opened cart.
Okay, you just hit view cart or clear or whatever you wanted to do. It gives you some options there. You can only have one at a time, okay? So you can't have a cart and then start a cart. It'll be like, eh.
Okay, because I brought hers in, and because hers wasn't checked out.
Okay, you did a restore to cart, okay? She had a quote, and you said, restore that to the cart. So you just filled up your container.
So I have to save the quote again.
No. Just clear it. It's already been saved. Sherry saved it.
So how do I clear it then?
There. Okay, that's a great question, okay? Clear,
cart.
Clear. Okay?
Okay.
And basically, there's a number of little different places that you can clear it. And if you clear a cart, it's as if nothing happened. So if you have somebody and you didn't really want to make them a real quote, but they're standing in front of you, how much would that be? Just if we're playing with numbers, and you pull it into the cart, and you do some of this, and you add some discounts, or you play, you're like, I could get you for this much money. And interesting. Okay, but they didn't even want that as a real quote. Clear. And you're done, okay? It's a tool. It's just a tool, okay? Perfect. That's a great idea. Clear cart. Very, very, very important. Very important, okay? What we're going to do is we're talking about discounts. Let's have everybody click on the help file. Now, every header has a help file. Every footer has a help file. And many times, there'll even be another one in the middle that's kind of like, hey, see the help file for more information.
So should I be in view cart in the help file, or should I be in start cart in the help file?
Okay, if you're in start cart, it's going to be a different help
Right,
file.
so I need to be in view cart.
Correct. So you're going to be in view cart, and you can always tell where you're at by right up by the logo and say the name of the page. Okay? You're in the view cart page, and this particular one has a whole bunch of information on it, okay?
If I'm in start cart, how do I get to view cart from there?
You create the cart. Say start cart.
Oh, okay.
So the cart only exists once you start it and create it, okay? It literally resides in that little session box, okay? But if you haven't started it, it's like that session box has nothing in it. You can't get there because there's nothing to show you. What we actually do is once you create it, oh, looks like I'm going to possibly need to populate some stuff, okay? It's basically a building mode. Cart means building mode, okay? That's really what it means. Okay, we're on the view cart page. We are going to go to the help file. Go ahead and click on it. And I know some of you guys are like, dude, I don't like to read it all. This little piece is the interface between your outside customers and the system, okay? If you want to know what this thing does, you're going to need to spend some time knowing what the heck it does. So, to talk about discounts, I actually put it at the very bottom on purpose, so hopefully you would at least pick up a few things as you scroll down. Okay? I know that you're not going to possibly want to read the whole thing, but it's at the bottom for a reason. How to apply a discount. Who is a good reader? Do we have a good reader in here? Shannon, can I pick on you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How to apply a discount. Basically, there are 3 ways to apply a discount, either on the entire cart, line by line, or doing a manual entry. If you want to apply a discount to the entire cart as a whole, look for a link at the top that says Profit and Discount Calculator, Cart as a Whole. You must have at least one item in the cart for this link to show up. Once on that page, enter the discount rate and then apply the discount to the cart. Remember, this is applied to the cart as a whole. As a side note, do this cart as a whole at the very end. If you do it each time you enter an item, the system is not smart enough to remember what has already been discounted. If you're not careful, you could end up discounting the discount.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Stop for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense how that would work? So
Yeah.
say I have 10 items in my cart, and I'm like, hey, you're my great customer, so I'll give you a 25% discount. And then you roll that thing off of there. So what it does is it literally takes, the original prices are all there, but it kind of creates the little discount item. And then if you're like, oh, I'm going to discount this again and again and again, like it basically keeps discounting that price down and down and down and down. Like you can. It's just a warning, but like once you learn how to use it, oh, great tool.
So let's say you've got a list of 100 items or 10 items, and the 6th item is the only one you want to give a discount to.
Next paragraph. Would you like to be our reader?
No, I
Okay.
can't see it.
Shannon, next paragraph, please.
If you want to apply a discount to a single line item, click the edit link for the line item in question. Once on the edit page, you are allowed to apply the discount from there. The discount fields are right at the top of the edit page. There are options for calculating percentages or for a certain number of dollars off.
Okay, stop for a second. So, if I have a line item in there, and it's number 6, or whatever it might be, right next to it, there's a little edit link, okay? So if I click edit, it automatically says, I know what piece you're doing, I know its value, I know everything. Pulls it into edit mode and says, what would you like to do? Percentage off, dollars off, what are we trying to do here? And then all of a sudden, it knows which piece to apply it to. So that's line by line. Cart as a whole, or line by line, and then, I don't even know if we cover manual entry, but Sherry did a manual entry, okay? She said negative one of $50 and tied it to the discount thing, and then basically it ran it in as a manual entry. Let's go ahead and finish, but great job. Shannon, you're a great reader. You might end up getting a job doing some other stuff for us.
If you want even more flexibility in options, you could always add a discount by hand. This is done by clicking the Add Item button and then physically entering the discount as a special line item. Use the bottommost form on the Add Item page. If you decide to do it manually rather than using the system kit to calculate it, make sure and make the quantity negative so that it reduces the total owed. If you do add the discount manually, you are welcome to put any text, verbiage, promotion codes, etc. into the description fields. This may be handy if you are trying to track certain sales or promotion. Remember, the acronym for Adilas is all things live and searchable.
Okay, perfect. So she actually ran into a spelling mistake, and if I wanted to, I could be like, watch how quick I can change this help file. I pop in there. Actually, do you have a question?
No, I do not.
You guys want to see how, this is what we do in Atlas. Are you okay if I just do a micro quick thing and then we'll come right back to it? So basically, I'm going to go like this. Control home, get me to the top of the page. I'm going to go here. Actually, I'm just logged into this itsy bitsy teeny company, so I don't even have the permission to do this. I'm going to have to switch to another one. Hopefully I'm still logged in here. Oh, I've been timed out. My session, it ended, so I have to log in real quick. And I'm just going to pop into Atlas really quick. And I'm going to say, oh, I can't do it from the map. I got to go from the classic. And I'm going to pop in here and I'm going to say edit help files. This is another homepage that you guys don't have, okay?
You don't want us putting our comments on it.
You don't want us putting your comment in there. Shannon, what's the ID number for the shopping cart? Actually, watch this. I'm just going to do a search.
143.
I could do 143 here, but if I wanted to go, actually it would be cart, view cart. So it basically will pull up all my shopping ones here, and I'll come down to 143. View the cart. Click. It populates. I'm now in edit mode on the help file. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it was right here. If you decide to make a manual entry rather than, make sure to, or what? How would it be best? Make sure that the. I think that would be better, wouldn't it? That the quantity.
Yeah.
Make sure that the quantity.
Make the quantity negative.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to just even cut out that make sure. Just make the quantity negative.
Make the quantity negative so that it
And
reduces.
add an I on your verbiage. IH.
I'll leave it that way. I like it spelled that way. Okay, so now if you were to refresh your page, your help file should automatically have that little update, okay? So we can cascade things out pretty darn quick if we need to do stuff.
Refresh, and then we'll-
If you hit your refresh button on your stuff, on that particular help file, it should have changed it for you. Down towards the bottom there. If you decide to do it manually rather than using the system to calculate it, make the quantity negative so that it reduces the total owed. Okay? Great. That's just a quick side note, but that's what we do. Like, your products and your things, if your quote is wrong, guess what you get to do? Edit.
Oh, okay.
Like, you have the power. All data is live and searchable. You have the power, okay? Cool. So we talked about cart as a whole and line items or manual entry. Let's get in there and play with it a little bit, okay? Why don't you create a cart and let's add 3 line items, whatever you want, whatever your dollar value is. You've already created the cart. All you're going to be doing is just line items, adding some line items. Okay, once you have a cart that has a couple line items in it, let me know when we're ready. Any questions on building a simple cart? Wait till you've done 1,000 of these things. You'll be speedy, okay? This is the neat thing about these systems. This is why you give people a permission. Imagine if you have a brand new person that comes in. We've been in a multi-day training thing and we're kind of going through the nuts and bolts. But if you have somebody and this is their only job, guess what you have to do? You click this button, you do this, you search it, or you barcode your scanner like this, and then you go to checkout. I can have somebody trained in less than 10 minutes, and they can run their portion of the business. We are here in a multi-day training session because we're trying to teach you some of the ins and outs and some of the cool things that it can do. Okay? Let me know when we have carts that are finished. If you don't, why don't you go in and start playing a little bit? Okay?
So if I want one, I hit remove, and I went to make a new cart, and I came back, it was still there. It's not going to remove it until I save quote.
Okay, check this out. We're in the help file, and I'm not trying to like drive, but I am trying to drive, okay? Anything that you make in the cart, you have to realize, remember, we're playing catch with the server. You're clicking and you're doing things locally. Well, the page never left your machine. It never made that trip to the server. So in order to do that, I can change anything I want, and if I click the update cart button, that basically says, oh, here you go, save this, and then it comes back. Watch this, I'm going to update a quantity right here, just for fun. I have one down here for 5. Update. I'm going to click on it right here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to change you to 15. And I hit update cart. Shoop. That quick little flash of the screen, that was all the way out to the server, make it stick, come all the way back and show me what I got, okay? That's how you make things stick. It's called update cart. If you want to remove something, you go click, update cart, shoop, and they're gone. If you want to remove something even more, change something to a 0 quantity, shoop, it's gone. Alrighty? It's quite easy once you learn how to do that particular thing. Okay, let's first off, do you guys want to do manual, line by line, or cart as a whole for discounts?
Start with manual.
Manual. Okay, I want everybody to click on the add item button. Manual, we're in the add item to cart page. Scroll down to the bottom, right where you've been doing it. And we're going to put in a negative here. So -1. And the reason we're doing this is because every single piece has to be like quantity times a price equals extended. Okay, and your prices, we don't let your prices be negative because nothing is for a negative price. If you want a negative price, you need a negative quantity and a positive price, and you'll end up getting a negative value. Does that make sense? If you try to put in a negative dollar right there where it says price, you're going to get a sorry, and it won't let you do it. We want your prices to be positive, and you just change positive or negative on the quantity. Okay, so right here, if you have a calculator and you know how much your cart is, you can physically be like, okay, this times 0.10%, whatever you're doing, if you wanted to do a calculator. Or if you're like, hey, I'm just going to give $25 off, you can say -1 at 25, discount, go.
So this is a light item, obviously. It
It'll
can't
be a
more.
line item.
It can't be more than the product.
Okay, you can do whatever you want. The cart's just like, hey, put in whatever you want, okay? Like, this is manual. This is manual. It has no rules, no nothing. If I wanted to put, hey, you get $500 off, and the cart was only for $100, it would show that I owed you $400, okay? You can put in whatever value you want. Great question, great question. So I'm going to put $25 off for mine, discount. Now this particular field here, there's not an asterisk by it, okay? So if you wanted, you could technically leave it blank. If you're like in a hurry, you could leave it blank. Or if you wanted to, say you had a promotion code that you were doing, a certain sale. Hey, happy 4th of July, or you had a certain code that you wanted to do. This field later on, I'm talking down the road, once it actually becomes an invoice, that field is searchable. So if you wanted to do a specific promotion code, somebody came in and, hey, I saw your ad on XYZ radio station. You're like, sweet, I'm going to put in KSL or whatever like that for my promotion code, and that's why I gave them $25 off. That is searchable later, and then I can say, hey, go get me all of the ones that are under discount and KSL, and it'll run your little thing, and you'll be able to say, I gave off a total of X dollars for the KSL thing. You can track some of your advertising. It's kind of manual, but it's a small tool that you can do. I'm going to go ahead and skip it right now. Actually, I'm going to put KSL just for fun so I can show you. KSL. That happens to be a local station that's in Salt Lake City. It's not a big deal. So what did it do? I've got a negative $25 that reversed off of my total here. Okay? That was a manual entry. Any questions on making that manual entry? No questions? Okay. What let's do next is let's do it line by line. You look perplexed for a second. Just kind of reading your face.
No, I think I got where I needed to be. Yeah, I think that's right, so I'm fine.
Okay? If you want to do it again, we could easily just apply another one and remove one of these line items.
No, I actually understood that. It's that I had saved it, so I had to find it, so that I was trying to catch back up.
Oh, okay. As soon as you save it, it leaves that special shopping cart building mode. Then you have to restore it if you're going to play.
That's
Like,
good, so.
if you're in the habit of saving, you just have to realize you have to go out and back in, out and back in. But if it's a temporary quick thing, I'm going to just leave it in the session. If I think I'm going to lose it, or I've spent a ton of time, or I really want to save it, that's when I hit save. But like, it's not quite like a normal Windows thing where you're just like Control S or something like that.
Yeah.
If you save it, you physically, it takes it out of that and stamps it in the database. But it is a great way to save it. Good question. Okay, let's actually do this. I want you guys to put a discount for $50. Go ahead and remove this one. You can either make it a 0 quantity in the quantity field, or click that and hit update cart. And then I'd like you to all add a manual $50 off particular things. So however you want to remove a quantity, either here in the quantity field or clicking and hitting update cart. Either way, if I make it a 0 quantity, it basically disappears.
Oops.
So I did mine over on the quantity. 0, update cart. And that discount is gone. It's out of the cart. Okay, so we wanted to add one for $50 off. Add item. We're going to come down. Quantity of -1. I'm just going to put a negative sign in front of the thing that started there. I'm going to type in 50. I'm going to select my discount. And if I wanted to put something in there, I could. Otherwise, I'll just say add to cart. It could be that simple. There's $50 off.
Sorry, I got out and I can't get back, and my cart thing is not there anymore. I can just go to a new cart.
Okay, so as soon as you don't have that, did you want to use the one you wanted?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my cart.
Okay, hit quote.
I like those kind of things.
Last. go. Okay. Okay, so now you would basically restore this guy to the cart, okay? So it happened to be 20. You didn't even know, but that doesn't matter. You just did quote last, and that says, what's the last one that I created? Not necessarily the last one I was on, but the last one you created. So there's the piece that you're currently in. That link will take you to this page. So watch this for a second. Click on print roll cart. If you click on that link, it's going to go right up to view cart. So this is your edit mode. I don't know if you like it or not. I would spread your particular thing out a little bit just to give you a little bit more real estate.
So it's still not the one I created.
Okay, you must have cleared it. Did you clear that cart?
I think so.
Okay, no problem. Just hit clear cart right here and just start a brand new one. Just say start a cart, bam, hammer in a couple line items, and you'll be good to go. Any questions on doing a manual discount? The cool thing is if you actually put something in on that, you can search it later on, okay? Not from a quote. You can't. Quotes are, in some ways, quotes are somewhat of a dead end, okay? But that's what makes it nice, okay? It's not tied to inventory. It's not tied to this. You can still search by customers and dates and who created it and this type of stuff. But once it actually creates the quote, we don't have tons and tons of search options of what's my line items, what's my payments. It's kind of like a somewhat of a dead end type of deal. But it's great. It provides a function. Okay? Awesome. Let's do, pick one of your items, and we're going to click on the edit link off to the left-hand side. Okay? This is line by line. So I have a $200 fee that I pulled in for something. The discount part is right at the very, very top. Okay? Now, there's two options. There's a field and then a drop-down box. Is this at 10% or is this at $10 off? Like, you can basically split it, and it'll do the math for you. What's a good percentage? Craig?
10%.
10%, piece of cake. So I'll take this right here. I swipe out the 0, just change it to 10, make sure it's a percent. My options are percent or dollar off. And now watch this. I scroll to the bottom and say update. I skip all the other fields. And when I look down here, it says, hey, a 10% discount was applied on part number fee. It actually looked it up and said, hey, which one was it applied on? I see a CW in there. So it's automatically pulling in some of these little corp-wide settings. Somebody may not like the word part. They might be using items. Go ahead and try it on a different piece. If you get too many things in there, and you're like, oh, I didn't want this and I didn't want this. Click, click. Do it again. No big deal. This is totally building mode. You are not hitting the database. If we walked away from this class right now, everything I have in the cart right here doesn't exist. It's literally just virtual memory, okay? It's your own little container. It's called a session. So I'm going to do one on labor. I'm just going to go off to the side, click on it, and this particular time, my line item happens to be $50. This time I'm going to do $1 off. I'm going to do $2.5 off. So $2.50, I'm going to change it to dollars off. Scroll down to the bottom, update. Shoop. So my new line item now says discount, $2.50 off of my labor item. So it automatically knows which piece it is that I'm connecting to. I'm just trying to read some faces. I see a lot of nodding, good stuff. Any questions so far? How are we doing? Has everybody added a couple of those? Awesome. So if you wanted to edit something, say it came in and it says discount on CW part number labor, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want that. How would I fix that? Say I just wanted to say the word KSL. Like I didn't want to put the $2.50 off. I just wanted to say KSL is my discount fee.
Hit edit.
Great, let's do it. Watch this. Edit. Now I'm going to scroll all the way down to where my discount is, swipe off the whole thing, and or whatever part of it I want. KSL. $2.50 off. KSL. Update. Okay, it's still there. It still does the same thing, but I just changed what it says. You have to realize you're in building mode. You can bounce and jump anywhere you want. This is cool. Good stuff. Cool. Are you guys okay with that so far?
Mhm.
Let's do this. Let's kill any of the discounts that you have on there, just as a good practice of updating the cart, and then we're going to apply one cart to the whole. If I apply it right now, it's going to take the whole basic. What it does is cart of the whole, just to kind of give you an idea, is it adds everything up. What's the sum total? Okay, so my sum total right now is $327.50. I have a number of discounts here that I've applied. If I apply a discount on cart of the whole, it applies according to this number, not according to that. So I'm just going to kind of, you can do whatever you want. You can apply discounts on discounts, it doesn't matter, but in an ideal world, you would have 0 discounts in there, okay? And then you're going to apply it to cart as a whole. You have to realize cart as a whole is what it sounds like. So I'm just going to kind of kill some discounts there, piece of cake. And there's an update cart button at the bottom as well. If you happen to be all the way down at the bottom, click it, boop, it's done. Okay, the next piece here, this is profit and discount calculator, cart as a whole. According to the help file, this link does not show up if you have 0 items in your cart. It doesn't even exist, okay? You have to have at least 1 in your cart before that link will even show up. We're going to click on this. So this is kind of a fun little thing. Say I was actually trying to work a deal, and right now I don't have a whole lot of cost because we've just been pulling in labors and fees and stuff like this. But say you actually had real live items in here with costs, guess what? Your total cart costs would be pulled in here. So say I had $350 that were my cost, and I'm trying to sell this thing for $400. Basically, it's like, for instance, let me just show you this. $350 was my cost, and say I said calculate. Ideally, I'm only making just a teeny profit, $50, which ends up being a 12.50 profit percentage, okay? This little thing is a handy little calculator. You can actually figure out, what am I trying to make? What am I trying to do? Like, say you had a certain percentage you had to make and you knew some costs. We're kind of going off a little bit, but we happen to be on this page. If you're okay, I'll go off for a second. Those little radio buttons, these guys right here, click, click, and click. Do I have a fixed sale price? Do I have a markup that I'm trying to do? Or am I trying to get to a certain profit percentage? It could actually tell me, like, hey, if I'm trying to maintain a 2.25 markup, I can enter that, and then I can back figure these deals. This is almost like a little calculator tool, okay? For our purposes right here, I can see some heads kind of going, yeah, I understand, okay, maybe not. Just for our purposes, let's just kind of do a quick little calculator right here. Discount, what's a good amount? What,
10%.
Another 10%?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 10.5% because this person is special. Okay?
Alrighty.
I'm going to hit calculate, and because I'm in the shopping cart mode, I'm going to take it to the top of the page so that you know where I'm at. Profit and discount calculator. Here's all of my data, if you will. It gives me my percentages and numbers, and it says, hey, look, I'll build it right in for you right here. This is almost like doing a manual entry, add to cart. I now have the ability to tweak it, change it. I can do whatever I want, but it automatically calculated that. As soon as I hit add to cart, it basically would say, oh, I'll send it in. But if I didn't like this, say I'm like, oh, I didn't really want it to be that, I wanted it to be something else, check it out. Why don't we change mine to 12.75%? I'm getting technical on this thing. I'll hit calculate. Boop. I'm now going to give that person $51 off at a 12.75%, okay? As soon as I'm happy with it, I'm still just playing. It's never ever hit the cart yet, okay? I'm just playing. This is literally a tool that you can use. It's called a profit and discount calculator. As soon as I'm ready, I can either modify any of the different little things. As soon as I say add to cart, it'll do it, okay? I'm just going to say, hey, this looks great. Add it to the cart. There's my 12.75% discount. $51 is off. You owe me $349. And then you can either save it or go to checkout or whatever like that, okay?